Welcome back to CanCast. Here we are, episode 13, guys. That song gets me every time. By every time, I mean that's the second time we've done it, but isn't it just wicked?
It's got a groovy tune.
It's got a groovy tune. Like, even though we have an intro, I have to play that song. It's just the new jam.
It gets us going, right?
It reminds me of something.
The new
I'm not
jam.
going to say what it is, but it reminds me of something.
It reminds me of a game show, like, kind of.
Yeah, let's just listen again and discuss this. What do you think it is? You know?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to No Whammy.
Nice. You have like a strip club voice, you know?
I would dance for you.
I've been told before I've got the perfect face for radio. So.
Now presenting Bambi.
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, our guest tonight, guest of honor, we got the Moose
Yeah, we did.
in-house. You're just known as Moose to everybody.
That's it. Everybody just knows me as Moose.
Want to tell everybody your real name?
Mustafa.
Mustafa.
I'd go by Mustafa.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Actually, for years on my Molson business cards, I didn't even say Mustafa. I just said Moose. I didn't have a last name. It's just Moose. Molson.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Yeah, the great Canadian Moose.
That's that.
Yeah. For 6 years, my boss didn't know my first and last name.
Really?
No, I'll tell you when his real name comes out, you get some eyes looking at you. Like, we got pulled over in the United States of America one night.
Yeah,
and it got pretty wild.
Really?
Well, yeah, the
We're
cops
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Really?
Who is this terrorist-looking guy sleeping in the back? Looks like he's hiding.
Dude, if I seen you coming on my plane, I'd be off of that.
Wow. It's so funny because when I upload this, like, I'm trying to get it onto iTunes right now, and they have to like review everything. You have to click like, is it for children? Now I'm gonna have to click it's not for children. Like, for your guys' comments. Come on, terrorists, planes.
It's nothing, man. It's all jokes.
The old bomb of the
It's all
shoe
shits and
69.
giggles.
I know.
Listen, I've come
I'm-
across it so many times. It is a unique name. Dude, so my brother had his engagement party in Jamaica. And my brother's name's Ahmed, and his best friend's name's Ahmed, and his last name's Ali. So you can imagine what sort of shit show that was.
Right.
We
What's your background?
I'm Egyptian.
Egyptian.
I'm Egyptian.
Wow.
I'm African. North African.
Wow.
Yeah, it's different.
That's cool.
It's different for sure. But yeah, we got held, and they just wanted to know. There's an Ahmed Ali. There was a Muhammad Ali. There was a Ahmed Bertew and a Mustafa. But they're like, yeah, who are you guys?
Yeah, where are you from?
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming on tonight.
I appreciate you.
Give everybody, give Moose a round of applause. Right?
All
right.
Wicked. What a guy. No, but seriously, we've all been buds for a long time now. Actually, I was trying to think of today.
I was doing
Okay,
the
so
same
I'm sitting
thing.
here and I'm like, I know where I met Moose now. So I met you at the one, I think it's Spring Fishing Boat Show probably. And I think you brought him to dinner with us at Greywood. Like, I always knew who you were.
Yeah.
But I think you guys came to dinner. It was me and Greg, somebody else. Oh, is that your phone, Mark?
No, it's
Yes.
yours.
No, wrecking my
Mine
story.
does not sound like
But
that.
I think that's,
so-
and then we just started becoming bros. And anyone that's a friend of Sean and Mark's is a friend of mine. So.
There you go.
I'm thinking it was
Something
it
like
was
that.
dinner.
Sean and I have a vigorous application for friendships.
So I think it was the trade shows actually. Most of the time, like I think that's where I met Sean was at the trade shows. Right in the Kawartha show. No, it was before that.
I think it was.
Before that, I can't remember now. But I was trying to remember where we met, but
It's
was
just like
definitely
we've always
through-
been there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, man. The best friends, you don't remember where you met them.
We met, and I remember where I met.
Where?
We met at Golden Beach. We met at Golden
yes.
Beach for It was the first day of a 2-day Rice Lake tournament.
Yeah.
And
Sounds romantic.
It was. And Joan was working. Joan and Hannah was working the series, and I and Moose wanted to fish a tournament.
Yeah,
and
I
I
was
wasn't doing
working
it the
for
next
the-
day. I said, "Well, let's fish day 2."
I was working for the big Italian guy at the
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
and he's like, well, "You want to fish tomorrow?" I said, "Sure."
So is this how you became such a good stick? Because you learned from Mark Hunter?
You got it.
That's
Because
right.
like you're on a roll. Like,
It's
like what? Like the confidence that this guy is pissing out right now.
Yeah, well, you've been crushing it this year.
Like what is happening?
it's been a good start.
See,
It's been
I'm
a good start.
I'm the complete opposite. I've barely been out for one, and like I have no confidence at all right now. Like the whole fishing thing. Like every time
I
I've
love
gone
hearing
out,
that
it's been
because I'm fishing a
tough
derby with you next week.
Listen. But all my luck is going to change this week. We're gonna do good in that derby.
I hope
We
so.
are.
What derby is it?
We're doing shootout on Seymour.
Oh, your favorite lake.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, Secret Lake.
Interesting.
Do you remember what happened? That was a fun. So we got to step back a couple things here. We're on my boat, right? So I picked Moose up in the morning. He meets me at Golden Beach there, and he's got a tackle box, like an old school plastic. He always late, of course.
You were
like
late,
tonight.
of course.
He's got an old school tackle box with
plastic
all
trays
kinds of
that
stuff
come
in it.
out of it?
No, it wasn't an old
No,
school box.
It was one you have
All right,
I didn't
one
have
at a
anything-
time. One at a time here.
It was old school.
I didn't have anything to carry my stuff in, right? Usually
Yeah.
it's stuffed away in my aluminum. So
A few 2-piece rods and stuff. So he shows up, and it's rice, and it's a tournament day, so you know the wind's kicking, right?
of course.
It's inevitable.
yeah.
So we start over at near Hiawatha, and we decide to do a bay that's on the Golden Beach side. So we go flying across the lake. Well, doesn't Moose leave his tackle box on the back deck?
Yeah.
He looks back. There's no tackle box on the back deck.
Oh, that's
She
how
gone. She gone.
So we do a
no.
360 or 180. We go back and look at it. We
She's
found
afloat.
every single piece
Yeah.
floating around except for his tungsten. I went right to the
Yeah.
bottom.
Along with my lucky coin.
Really?
Yeah, my lucky coin went that day as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so like lucky coin. Do you have any?
He wasn't
do you
so
have any,
lucky that day.
No,
Do you have any superstitions on the boat?
I do.
Let's
you?
hear them.
I do. It all depends. You got to come on the boat with food. You have to have food because I feel like if you don't eat, you don't concentrate.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a
they're
snack.
always-
I'm a snacker. I don't
There has to-
drink.
I can't
enough.
go fishing without food. I just feel like if I fish without food, or if somebody comes on my boat without food, either I'm feeding them or we're just not having a good day.
I'm the same way. I got
That
you
break
got to
that-
feed the demon.
that break that you take when you eat a sandwich, whatever it might be, it's almost like when you kind of
Regroup
regroup.
mentally.
100%.
See, mine lately, I'm a superstitious person on everything. I will dry. It's gonna kill me one day. It's that bloody GoPro.
Really?
That's why, because I've been bringing that GoPro, trying to film content.
Right.
I'm gonna leave that at home. That's
Leave
not
that
coming
and
to
the net.
Derby.
Leave the net behind too, and then you'll jack them.
I did forget the net,
Yeah.
and we did jack them. That's you know what? I did forget the net the one day, and that was the only day I've jacked them this year.
Yeah.
Nothing like huge, but just lots of fish, right? I'm telling you, man.
Everybody's got their superstitions, eh? But
I
yeah,
don't
for
think
me,
I
it's,
do.
it's food. There has to be food on my boat. If I don't have food on my boat, I don't have a good day fishing.
Yeah, but knowing you have like a full like
Charcuterie board. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a
Yeah.
foodie for sure. For sure.
Okay, so then like
He's got the snackle box now.
tournament days. So like we have a ton of listeners that listen to this that don't fish tournaments. Like
Yeah.
ton of guys. Like so it doesn't matter if you're like going in the backwoods, you're road tripping, you're doing a tournament, you're on a boat all day. What are you eating? Like what are you bringing?
What aren't
Beef
you?
jerky.
I bring a lot of beef jerky.
Yeah.
Like if the Great Canadian Meat Company's listening, we would love a sponsorship.
Yeah.
I'm calling you this week.
On Hopkins Street. I'm gonna come see you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna come see you.
I'm a sandwich guy.
I like a good sandwich
Yeah,
too.
I'm a sandwich guy. One great big sandwich.
You know what you are? You remember when we did the Pike Derby? Moose's Pike Derby?
Yeah.
And the Lunker Bowl? You brought those hamburgers.
Cold burgers.
And you know what? It's like Moose said. You remember, like, it poured that day. We talked about this last episode. And we sat down. I got a video of this, I think, on my phone, so I'll post it up here if you're watching it on YouTube. And we sat down. You gave us each a burger, like loaded from the night before.
Yeah.
What was on? Pickles, mustard,
Pant
and-
cheese.
And we sat down for that was 5 minutes, and we were quiet for 5 minutes eating. You guys were sitting in the lazy boys on the skeeter.
Oh, yeah.
I was up front, and it's right. Like, we were like regrouping.
Yeah.
We had a hell of a second.
We didn't
half.
have to regroup. We were on.
We were on that.
You have to though.
That
You
was
have
one
to.
of the most.
I almost feel like it's like a whole nother tournament after you come back from having a bite to eat.
Yeah.
You come into it with a completely clear mind. Whether you're having a great morning or you're having a morning, you come into it and you're like, all right, game on.
So you remember at Canada Bass Mark when like we went out for the morning and we came back, had lunch, went back out.
Yeah, yeah.
That is my kind of.
I love
tournament.
it. We do our pike tournament at Hogtown like that. We do 3 in the morning, and then we have an hour off. We have cook some hot dogs,
Yeah.
do a weigh in, and then
Back out.
3 more. Yeah,
That's
for
my
another
kind
4
of
hours.
tournament.
Yeah, it's great time. I love it.
That's what we did at the OFFC charity event a few
You
years
always
back.
mess that up, eh?
I know,
Well,
OFSC.
Every
You know
time OFSC, OFFC.
You know why? It's because I'm a snowmobiler, like hardcore, and I
Yeah.
just do a lot of work with them, and that's why. So I apologize. It's
No,
not
no, it's
personal.
all good.
It's all right.
I
You'll be
think it's
calling
awesome.
it.
I'm trying to figure out what I could change the acronym to.
So Ontario Fishing Club Tournament.
Yeah,
OFC.
OFC.
No,
OFC.
it's just me, dude. I can't.
OFFC,
I can't,
OFCS.
I can't say
What was
anything.
the last one you said?
I can't even say spaghetti.
OCFSA or something.
He just rings out a bunch of letters.
ABCD 1 2 3.
So Moose, you're one of the head guys behind the OFC, Ontario Fishing Club, CFN. Tell us a little bit about that.
I'd say 8-9 years ago, Jeff and I went on a trip out to the French River, and there was 24 of us. I didn't know a single soul there. There was just one dude and myself, one guy that I knew. He was following this page of a group of guys that all had common interest, which was fishing. Jeff reached out and said, "Hey, we're planning a trip to the French River. Why don't you come up?" I said, "It's my birthday weekend." He says, "All right, let's go." Went up, met Jeff, met a whole bunch of great dudes. We got talking. Oh, wouldn't it be cool to, just have a place where you can just share your experiences and talk fishing and product and photos and videos and blah, blah, blah. And at the time, there was really not much online, 8, 9, almost 10 years ago now, actually. Not much happening on Facebook when it came to the social, that sort of thing. There was forums and stuff like that, but if you weren't in the know, you didn't know where the forums were. And anyway, we start this page, and there's 28 guys. Then it got up to like 250. 250 became 5. 5 became 1,000. 1,000 became 2, 4, 8, 12. And it just blew up from there. And it was growing at such a rapid pace that it was fun. You were meeting a lot of people, and we were filtering who wasn't just a bunch of people from China and India, because we all know all those Facebook groups are full of them.
Yeah.
I get 300 or 400 requests a day. There's a lot of people interested in the OFC from India. But yeah, so it grew. I think we were sitting close to just over 5,000 followers. And I said to Jeff, I'm like, this is kind of cool. We should probably give back. And that's when we started doing the apparel and videos and stuff like that. And we were just having some fun with it, nothing major. And then it got to 10,000. And then we got hacked. Then we had to delete 5,001 people, which really hurt, because I felt like we were letting a lot of people down.
Yep.
So we literally wrote down all their email addresses and names, tried to add them back. So it took us a little while to kind of get back there. And then at the same time, CFN, which was the Canadian Fishing Network, was happening as well. Same thing, same story, same. You had Red Ando, who's a complete beauty, and Scotty Martin, who is like a father to me. This guy's incredible. We kept seeing each other at all the events, all the trade shows, became good friends over a very short period of time. And I said, "Hey, listen, man, we're doing the exact same thing." And it's not very often that in this industry, people come together to work together. Everybody's always competing. There's no point in competing for the same thing. Why don't we just combine forces and appeal to the masses? And we did just that. So OFC became OFC Nation, which is a combination of CFN and OFC. Our first real big sponsor was, I'd say, Shimano. They kind of seen what we were doing and how we were doing it, and they reached out to us and said, "Hey, can we work together?" And they reached out to me, and I thought, well, it's not just me. So I brought Scotty and Red in on it, and it flourished, and it just became one of those things where the network just grew. So we had 2 networks of 25,000 plus people doing the same thing, instead of both of us battling for a sponsor. Well, not sponsors, partners, we call them. Partners. Let's just combine forces and make it that much better. So it worked out beautifully. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's sort of the story.
I need one favor, though.
Yeah.
Move that headphone cord on this side, because when you're hitting the mic stand, your mic's picking it up. They're super sensitive. Sorry, guys. We're still new at the producing part. These tables, like, you knock on it, picks it all up. I know.
I'm sweating, so I just got to do something real quick. I'm going to give you guys this before we continue.
He brought
I brought you guys something.
We love guests that bring gifts.
One of them. So the one of these black boxes and this thing is for Kyle. One is for Leanne, and then the other 2 are for.
Do we have to eat it?
No, you guys gotta open it up.
Yeah.
So one for Sean, one for Mark. I'll hold on to Leanne's.
Thank you.
What do we got here?
Open them up.
No way. No, this is unbelievable. Sean, walk this up. We'll take a picture of it and post it. Yeah. Have you seen this?
It's creepy Kyle.
Oh my god,
this is amazing.
Have you seen?
It goes on the back of your phone.
It goes on the phone.
It has a picture of me with the mustache.
The black one's probably Yeah,
Oh
the
my
black one
God.
looks like a negative, and then the other one looks a little faded. But yeah, those are.
It's creepy,
That's
Kyle.
It's hilarious.
I love it.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, no,
I'm going as creepy Kyle for Halloween.
I'm gonna have to bring the mustache
I'm gonna
back.
have to get you guys some of these shirts too, though.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Oh my God. So we'll get a picture of you after so we can post. Have you seen Kyle's mustache? Oh my God. Like, the beard's bad right now. So like my barber's like, okay, we got to get this beard thing sorted out so you can't cut it for 2 months. So I haven't. Like it's straggly, right? Like I'm trying to look like Moose here.
Right.
I just can't get there. So I'm going back mustache now. Screw it. I got a wedding this weekend. Boom. We're going.
Yeah?
Maybe not.
Yeah, I can do the
Full
stash.
Man will
Do
kill
it,
me.
buddy, do
Dude,
it.
this
Can-
is sweet.
Can we
He's
name your
creepy guy
boat
at
the
the wedding.
mustache?
Well,
Let's
I
name
will-
your boat the mustache, and then ask people if they want a mustache, right?
The mustache.
Where do you buy a ticket
Damn
for
it.
that?
I had a couple good names for the boat already, but I do like the mustache.
Thanks, Moose. You're a super thoughtful cat.
That is
I'll tell you
hilarious.
I love this kid.
So I guess I have to go with CanCast of a mustache next year.
100%.
Jeez.
I think it should
100%.
be just tradition.
Tradition that I have a mustache for
Yeah, 'cause
CanCast.
Movember and March, right?
Should I? That's right. See, he listened to the last
Yeah.
episodes. This is freaking wicked.
Yeah.
This is like a coaster kind of deal.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Trevets.
Oh my God. People are going to, I know one person in particular is going to die when they see that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, thanks, buddy.
No
That's
worries.
amazing.
No
That's
worries.
mint. Oh man. Man, that's what fishing's all about though. Like just having a good time. Like, you know what? We're kind of throwing some topics around earlier. Like we usually just kind of wing this podcast.
Yes, we
right?
do.
Like, and I said to you guys, hey, I'll throw some topics out because I was just having a long day. And it kind of come up like about, you know, the politics, doc talk, haters, this, that. I don't have any time for any of that stuff. Like, I just like having a good time. I don't sit here and run a podcast or a show because I claim to be a pro angler. I've never once claimed that. I just have a good time.
And you keep proving it.
I work in. You just wait. You wait till you see me and Sean go at shootout and the qualifier.
I'm the farthest thing from a pro, I'll tell you
Should we
that
have a
right
little?
now.
Should we have a little side bet on the OBN qualifier between you and me?
Let's do it.
You want to have a side
Yeah,
bet?
yeah.
But have to do like on the air, and then like somebody has to do something. So let's think of something.
All right. I'm in.
What do you got? Any ideas?
I don't know, but I'm in.
It's like I don't want to take your money.
That won't be happening.
No, I don't know. I think I could beat you.
Okay. All right.
do.
I'm in. 100% I'm in.
But I thought we'd.
I think he can
That'd
beat
be
you
fun.
too.
Is there any information rules
You're
on
so
the
full
OBN
of crap.
qualifier?
No.
So I can give Mark information if I
Yeah,
want.
you can give
yeah, other
So I guess we're
competitors
not-
you can.
So are we working together or are we working against each other? Ooh.
How do you guys feel about that whole information thing? Because I know it's come up before. Now,
It's all too common, man. I don't like it because like everything's just a community hole now. Now,
You will not see me in a community hall. I'll tell you that right now.
it's not like what you. Okay, I don't really care if someone gives somebody a spot because you still have to make them bite. But it definitely takes out half the battle finding the fish. Right? What do you think?
how often do you actually listen to what someone's
Okay,
like?
so
Do you
I-
go out? Do you go out with the intent of fishing water that people have told you about, or finding your own water? Let's say you haven't. Let's say you've gone out and
to a new lake?
to a new lake you've never been. Somebody gives me a zone, I'm going to go and check it out.
Of
Yeah,
course.
for sure.
But
you'd
if
be
somebody gives
stupid
you a
not to.
spot, that's completely different.
So you're like, what you're saying is like, hey, go to the south end of the lake. That's usually where most fish are compared to. Here's the waypoint in the south end of the lake.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
and use this and
and
use that.
I think I agree with that because I've had like people before like, hey, you go in there, yeah, check out this zone or check out like this whole half of the lake, which I think isn't really a big deal.
No,
I don't know.
Well, I've fished with some guys and they've taken me to some spots, and like you'll never see me on that spot without them.
No, exactly. That's
You know?
yeah.
that's
Like,
that's
well,
a bit of a different story though. If they've taken
If
you
I'm
there,
going fishing by
Yeah.
myself, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
But if I'm with somebody, it ain't happening. I won't say nothing about it. Like I've been with guys and we've driven right over spots many a times. And I've just
name
kept
one
her zip.
lake where the fish congregate in one area, and that one person seems to think that's their zone.
Oh,
All right, I got a story.
Yeah,
All right, so I probably know what lake you're talking about, and I probably know what person you're talking about. So, and we've never discussed this between you and me, but I was out on a lake sometime with a local guy that fishes, been winning money on that lake for 30 years. And we weren't even in a derby. We pulled up, we were fun fishing. He was also fun fishing. And he started yelling at us and giving us crap. And we're like, we're fun fishing, and so are you. And the guy is with, He's basically said, I've been fishing this lake since before you were born. Like, shut up. I'm going to come over there. I'm going to like beat you over the head. Right.
Yeah.
And he was mad, this other guy. Like, he's like, this is my spot and nobody else should fish it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, right? Like, people are...
If you think like that, you need to give your
Like,
head a shake.
give it, yeah.
Now, on the other hand, I pulled up on a spot this past weekend, and there was a boat out there, and I didn't recognize who it was at first, and we were slowly working our way closer, and ended up being my neighbor, Adam Yarma.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle, what's up, man? How's the boat? I'm like, Adam, is that you? Yeah. And I was with our other neighbor, Jay. So we all live within 400 meters of each other. Yeah, pulling up, man. And we shot the shit for an hour and had a blast. Right? Fishing side by side. And because he's like, we're just fun fishing. Who cares? Right? He didn't care at all. He's like, we're not on a derby. Like, if it was a derby, hey, man, you got to see you later. Right? You got the spot. No problem. See you later.
Yeah.
No problem. Or day 2 of a derby. Hey, you're in contention to win. The fish are here. Have it. I'll leave.
Yeah.
But you got to... This was actually a big thing for what I was kind of talking about going in the qualifier. So are you fishing the OBN qualifier?
I don't think so.
So are you fishing?
I want to.
No, I'm fishing it, yeah.
You're not, Sean?
I'm winning it.
No, I don't.
I don't think the
care
dates
about
line
tournaments
up.
too
So
much
I think
anymore.
today was the deadline for your president to get you in. But I know that Rice Lake is going to be very busy. It's a long weekend. There's a bunch of boats. There's going to be locals.
It's already tough to begin with.
It's tough to begin with. And I'm already sitting there like, am I going to cross the line? Like, I have to make sure I stay cool, keep my etiquette. But there's going to be times where, like, I'm probably going to have to pull in on a guy to get the angle of the cast at, you know, like certain spots to get the cast. Like, so, like, where do you draw the line?
Do you, man.
Yeah, I came,
You just do you.
I came across that on Simcoe, and day 2 of the tournament, we shit the bed on day 1, and we had issues and whatever. But day 2, I turned to Colby, the young guy, and I was like, you know, there's no point in sticking around here and stinging these fish because somebody else is going to need those fish for first place. We don't stand a chance in hell. We actually left Simcoe and went up to Cooch and had a blast. But
Isn't Cooch awesome?
it's a blast. It's fun. But if you're both sitting, you know, within a pound, 2 pounds of each other, at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that it's competition. And I've seen those, I'm not going to name any names, but those that are on the elites and do the MLFs and do the, you know,
bumping boats.
Listen, man, it's competition. If I get to that fish before you do, I won the competition. If you get to that fish before I do, you won the competition. It's different when you're sitting side by side. If I can cast to your boat, we might have a problem. But at the same time, it's competition. When guys are playing basketball, are they not right in each other's faces? You know, the guy's in your face. He's trying to stop you from making that basket. So if I'm in a boat and you're in a boat, I'm stopping you from catching that fish because I want it. It's a competition. I'm a firm believer in, yes, there are specific rules to go by. Don't come in on someone and yada, yada, yada. But if you both get there, you both look at each other and nothing's said, hey, I'm going this way. I'm going this way. Cool. Hey, we're both going that way. Game on.
See, like, I have a big problem. So, not competition, not a problem. I guess a worry. I have never fished a tournament. I fished a clubby where you get paired up with a non. I've always had a good non.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about getting a non and not having a good day in the boat. Like, I'm not doing this. Yeah, I want to do well in the qualifier, but I'm really just doing it because it's close to home. And I want my kids to be able to come to the weigh-in and have fun and do all that stuff. And I think the weigh-in should be cool. I think there's a stage. I think Andy's running it, is he not?
Yes, he is, I
so,
believe.
yeah.
So he'll bring the show, and it would be cool for my kids to see me do that at least once, right? And we're
It's not going to be cool when I win the bet.
Uncle Mark. Actually, sorry, that would be their great Uncle Mark. So we're gonna do a shootout too, and Corey always puts on a fun show, and you know, I'm not sure if they'll get up to see more of the watchers or not, but so there's many reasons why I'm doing it, but I'm worried about getting a non. I've heard some horror stories about guys. I feel like I'm pretty easy to get along with. You're gonna fish with me. We're probably gonna laugh all day. You got a beautiful skeeter to fish out of thanks to the power garage, and you got a great big comfy lazy boy chair to sit in when you want to eat your sandwich, right? It doesn't get better than that.
I wouldn't put too much thought into that,
I'm
buddy.
worried
Just
about-
go out and just go have a good day.
I'm that kind of guy where, like, I know I'm gonna have to backboat this guy at a couple certain spots, but I'm also gonna feel horrible about
Is it his weight and your weight? It's not a combined weight?
It's not a combined weight.
No,
so this is what I was getting at. I've never been in a tournament where you don't work together as a team. No,
You know what?
I'm gonna do whatever I can to help. I'm gonna handle my fish, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to help him with his fish. Like,
Can you net his fish or no? Can you net your fish?
Yes, and he can net yours, but he can't
Can
cast.
He can't cast past the.
You can't cast past. No.
But have you ever had like a day?
He can't even come on the front deck unless you request or an emergency.
But he can come on it to net.
To net, he can, but he can't come fish on the front deck.
Okay. But have you ever had a day where you get paired up with a partner and it just ruins the whole day?
You know what? I've always had good people. I've been in a whole bunch of qualifiers, and I don't think I've ever had like a bad experience out there. I don't think so.
So I know one angler who had a non who slept all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to Danny in one of the opens.
Danny,
Come on.
and then he
Down
had
south. Down when we went to Waddington.
In one of the opens.
Wow.
Buddy slept
No, it was
until
Waddington.
it was the OBN last year.
It was Waddington.
Yeah.
It was Northern.
Yeah, Northern, sorry. And he was running, right? He ran like 70 miles.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few of the Canadians that ran far. And the guy slept all day. And then they got back because Danny had to go back a little earlier.
Danny wanted to make sure his
fish
fish were good because he had a really good bag.
And then the guy had the guts to say to him, well, can we just stay out here so I can get my fish for the last half hour? Danny's like, not a chance. Like, we got to go weigh my fish. You had all day to fish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy slept.
He slept.
Wow.
That's good for your team, eh? Like it's a
And
team event
Danny
too,
made
right?
Danny made the right call. He
100%.
won the thing.
So Danny,
You know?
Danny won it, nets all his own fish. The guy sleeps, does everything.
Well, he came in second.
Second.
No
Okay.
netting.
No netting.
No nets allowed.
Lands all his own
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
And like, good on him. But I just mean, that's what I'm worried about. Is just getting somebody that's.
Now, do you? Because so back to this backboating thing, because so Colby had a chance to go down to that MLF tournament last year, right? As a co-angler, and after day one, he gets off the boat, and I know what backboating is, but this kid don't know what backboating is, and God love him, like he's young, right? What's up, Colby? How's your day? This guy backboating me all day, backboating, back. Do you even know what backboating is? Well, he kept me in the back, he says. I said, no, but Cole, it's not. You're supposed to be in the back. But he did for sure backboat him. But at the end of the day, that guy's in a competition too.
100%.
Yeah.
So is it a fun tournament that you're doing? I'd say there's no need to backboat him. But if you're trying to win 10, 15, 20, $50,000, he's in a competition, you're in a competition. Once you get your fish, there's no need to backboat him.
There's 100% guys out there that will backboat you all day.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It happened to me in the OBN
Yeah.
qualifier. I went as a non, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I get on this guy's boat in the morning. He's like, all right, where do you want to go? I've been out here all week and caught 3 fish. I'm like, right on. Well, okay, well, I got a couple of zones. So we go up to this one zone and we're fishing this cut, right? I said, start up here and we'll fish this cut. We'll flip in and, I catch lots of fish through here. Buddy pulls his boat so tight to the cut, I had to fish behind the boat. Like he was like a foot off it and he just fished forward. Right? And I was like, so this is backboating.
Did you say anything?
And
Did you say anything to him?
No, I didn't say nothing. Like that's the game, right? That's what he's apparently supposed to do.
I'd call him out.
You have my word. If you end up in my boat, I will 100% make sure that you get set up to get fish.
Yeah,
You
no,
got
I've
it.
never once put my non in a position that they did not have just as much chance as me as catching a fish. Even at Winyah Bay when it was like a river system,
Yeah.
I never positioned the boat. It was probably stupid for me because I was catching it. I know I would have caught fish like I did in pre-fish if I did that, but I don't want to do that.
But this is where you hear
That's
so
not
many
it.
pros that don't like pro-ams, right? Like
That's
I
not
remember
me.
I was talking to one, I don't know if it was Chris or Corey, and they were down fishing one of the big events in the South. And like Chris pulls up on a spot, cast nothing, non-cast, like 7-pounder. But like Chris, like, this is how it goes, right? Like Chris was looking for that fish, but just the way the cast worked, he got it first, right? Like what do you do? So that's why some of those guys hate it. But that was years ago. But I just mean, like, I just think that I'm going for a fun day. I'm gonna make sure whoever's in my boat has a fun day. They're probably gonna walk out with a bunch of crap because I'm always giving crap away. And whatever. I just it was a conversation. Like I've had this conversation. I had it with the guys at work this week. Warren's fished a lot of these open events. Like, what do you do in this situation? Just because I've never gone in a tournament where I don't work as a team. And even like when you work as a team, you got guys that like they want you up front beside them. Get up here. That's how we fish. And you see guys like I don't know where I was years ago, and Gerard and Jared, they were fishing together at the time. You ever watch those guys work a weed line together?
Yeah.
Boom, 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 like insane, right?
Yeah.
In sync. And some guys, they want you in the back of the boat. And some techniques, I prefer to go stand on the back of the boat if I'm a non, depending on what we're doing. But I just think this will be interesting for me because I've never fished an event like this.
I think it'll benefit you if you have them.
I'm probably overthinking
if
it.
you help, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I wouldn't even.
Yeah.
No, because they might see something that you don't, and they may have a fish on, and there's another one beside it. You know, there's all kinds of scenarios that can come into play.
Chances are they're a way better stick than I am.
It is what it is.
100%.
Okay, we got to get it back going right now. It's got to be a big one. I am going to work Mark over.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, on Rice Lake.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I already told him where I was going earlier today.
Are you giving him a handicap?
Oh boy.
Okay, so back to the whole, would you pull up on someone if they were on the spot?
No.
No.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Depends who it
I
is.
don't even have to think about that stuff anymore because I just don't care.
Right.
I don't
That's it.
care.
You're fun
It's
fishing. You're fun fishing.
It's fishing. I don't
Guys
I
that
don't
get
care.
guys that get all twisted
Yeah.
and in their heads about it.
Like, there's
Listen,
not even any money on the line,
It's
man.
different if I'm casting in front of your drop shot or if I'm in the way of your crankbait or if I'm, you know what I mean? Other than that, go fly kite. Go yell at the tree over there. That's the only thing that's going to listen.
Yeah, I care about as much about that as I care about somebody telling me to come down and not fish their dock.
Oh, here, let's go.
You know, like
Dock stories are the best.
are the best.
like
Dude,
forget it.
the best part is that when the dock bite is on, it is the most fun.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
fun.
I love it. I don't like arguing with cottages, and I respect people's property. Like, I won't flip a jig around your fancy boat, and because I don't want people hitting my boat.
Yeah, if they're sitting on their dock, they're enjoying their afternoon, whatever.
Or
I'll go
ask.
past it.
Or
me
I ask
too.
them. Some guys, I'm like, hey, do you mind if I skip on your dock? Yeah, go. They love seeing you catch a fish.
Yeah.
They love it.
Oh, some people just
lose their
There's
minds.
one guy on so on Scugog, Port Perry, next to a marina with a whole bunch of sculptures on his front or back lawn. I'm not gonna tell you exactly where, but if you see sculptures and they're big, you can't miss them. He sees you coming from a mile away, and he's always topless, and he's always angry, and he comes down. Get the hell away from my boat! I'm like, dude, I'm nowhere near I'm in between your boat and another dock. Like, I'm nowhere near. I'm facing the opposite direction. He'll throw rocks at you.
Yeah.
He'll yell and scream.
Oh, there's some thunder.
Oh, holy! I thought that was a sound effect.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like looking at the board, like what button to press. That wasn't you. So as we're recording this, a huge thunderstorm has broke out, so we may lose power. Oh, now dog's up. All right, Hank, he's looking for gunshots. He's duck dog. You're good.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, I was like
dog
literally
people are-
looking for a button to press, and I lost out of that one. I was, I
was
got
loud.
That was loud.
Whoa.
Pardon me.
Loud too.
Anyways, yeah. Anyways, go back to your sculpture story.
Yeah. So anyway, he's an angry man. He's an angry man. But I just, like, we fish a lot of docks, and we come across a lot of interesting characters. But for every interesting character we come across a whole bunch of gems as well. So
I agree.
I apologize in advance for everybody listening to this because I'm so bad at editing, but I need to tell my dog to go lay down now. Okay?
You're all right.
Go lay down, buddy.
All right.
Lay down. Oh, you're probably going to hear his tail wagging and hitting the table, but whatever. He's just a dog.
It's an outdoor show.
what's
He's an outdoor
the
dog.
best dock experience? Go.
Best dock experience. Cooch chain. Cooch. See, I can't say that word either.
What was that?
I was on like, you talking a negative experience or a good one?
Just a good
Either
one.
or.
Either or.
So it was early morning. We were in a kayak tournament, and I went to this launch that no one knew about. I was only me and one other kayaker knew about it, and the series was still getting kind of popular then. I think there's like 80 kayaks in it, and this was in 2020. Now there's like 160, right? Like, it's huge. So I wanted to go hit this dock stretch first thing. So we get there, I get to the launch, and I slept in my truck that night because. Right? And
Did you have a bed
all
in
of
the
a sudden,
back?
all these cars. No, I slept in the front
I'm
seat.
gonna have to build you one.
Yeah, I know. I saw yours. So then all these cars start pulling up. I'm like, what's going on? Well, all these people of like Muslim FNC they're doing the sunrise prayer or whatever. And like, I have to blast off, right? And they have like, it's just a back road launch. And like, they're doing the thing. And I mean this the most respectful way to anyone that's listening. But like, I'm looking at my clock, like, I have to blast off because I'm going to paddle an hour to this dock where I think there's a fish. So I'm sitting there. I finally just interrupt the prayer. I don't know if that's a bad thing or what. I'm like, excuse me, guys, but like, you got to move. Like, I have to launch.
Yeah.
Like, because they're using the boat ramp as like they're right at the water. They got their mats out.
Oh, they got to move.
So
it's
I
a boat
said, I'm
ramp.
sorry, guys, you got to move. They were good about it. Yeah, no problem. Cool. So anyways, I go, one guy even like pushed me off. They got in the water. It was wicked. I'm like, that's my good luck right there. That's my good luck. So I hustle to this dock because I'm late. The sun's coming up. Anyways, there's all these like older people. I get to this doctor at the neighbors. They're all out like eating breakfast. Like the sun's just coming up. Like it's 7 a.m. Right? It's 6 a.m. because we could fish at 6. And I'm like, what is everybody doing up? So they're having like some kind of breakfast, like meeting, like lawn chairs in a circle, probably another church group or something. So I'm like, all right,
tap dancing on the dock.
I'm gonna fish it anyways. So when you're in a kayak, the best part about skip under a dock is you're so low. Like I have a hard time doing it on a boat right now because on a kayak you're so low, you're just like do right.
Yeah,
you're level with the water. Short rod. Have a 6/8 tool that I use. Boom, right to the back. Boom. So I catch like a 5-pound largie, and I'm pumped, like I'm freaking out. Well, the whole group stands up and they start clapping. And that's I'm like holding it up like I'm on the Bassmaster Elites or whatever. I got 8th that day with 3 fish.
That's cool.
I just fished, and then after, I hit this dock, hit the next one, got another big one, went up to a hump, got a smallie. I stayed there all day, and I lost every fish after it. Get them on a tube, and they were getting off. I was just not good enough at the time to do it. But then clapping, it like you feel like you're in the elites, right? Like you got a cheering crowd at 7 a.m. Like not 1 or 2, but like 10 people. Multiple. Go, nice, yeah, hold it up, man. Like so between like the prayer group and then the other church group, I'm like, I'm having a blessed day.
There you go.
And then I remember Brian Garrity called me after and he goes, Kyle, I just looked at the results. You got 8th with 3 fish? I'm like, yeah. He goes, what happened? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I literally needed like 1 dink and I would have been first, right? Right? It's just, I was in a big fish spot. I'm a big fish Kyle. That's what they call me, Mark.
Fish Kyle.
You should be scared.
Fish Kyle.
You should be scared.
Big fish, big mustache,
I can't believe
big dreams.
I can't believe we're competing.
Oh, we're gonna compete, all right.
That's the next shirt, I think. Big fish, big mustache, big dreams.
And I'm gonna rattle you. I'm gonna rattle you from now till then.
Hang on, I got something for it because like you did such a good job at rattling all the kayak guys before they beat you here. I brought you an identifier for your next tournament. So
look at that. Eh?
You'll probably be fishing out of a kayak.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So just you write your name on it and you put it on your measuring board.
You're gonna have to teach them how to do that.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. Can I just draw pictures?
Are you doing it out of a kayak?
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I got a pretty good story.
Do you?
It's not a dock story, but it's an out in the boat story.
Okay.
So me and Cooper, we were out. We were fishing a Wednesday nighter on Scugog, and we go to go ripping up the river, and we come up, and there's this power boat coming the other way. And this dude's on the front, this big power boat, and this lady who's in the passenger side turns over, looks at us, and she pulls her boobs out. Lifts her top up. Cooper, I swear to God, it was the first set he's ever seen.
and
that kid's chin hit the floor. He turned to me and he was like, and I'm like, are we fishing or are we following them? Right? He was like, did you see that? I'm like, I've seen lots of those before, kid.
There is some good stories. Okay, I think I told it on the podcast already. Maybe it wasn't on one of ours. Maybe it was when you guys were doing the other one if you're fishing, but did I tell you a story about, we've talked about boat ramp stories, right? Did I tell you a story about watching my mom and her boyfriend at the time have problems with their boat for an hour?
Right. Pictures of them and then finding out it was them.
I'll tell you, we've got a lot of new listeners, so I'll tell it quick. So we were at the Otonabee River and, Whitfield, it's a long launch. I'm like 5 boats back. And we're going in. It's the end of the day on Sunday. We want to go for a sunset cruise and everyone's coming out. And there is this guy, and he's just struggling to get this bow rider because that launch is awful. It's a huge hole. And if you don't know where that hole is, the trailer goes on an angle, and you know what it's like. You're out of your bunk, whatever. And I'm sitting here and there's 4 people in front of me. So I'm finally like, why is no one helping them? So I'm like, I'll go and help. And I'm literally going, these people are idiots, right? I'm these, what a dummy. And I walk up, and this woman's just yelling at this guy. I'm like, oh. I'm like literally sitting there and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my, it's my mother. And her boyfriend at the time. And I'm like, amazing. You guys want a hand? I literally had to walk over, grab the boat, pull it a foot this way. Well, he winched it and they were off. And I also felt bad because I should have got up earlier, but I just figured the next guy in line would go give them a hand. You know what I mean? But that's a good story.
Yeah, I rolled up to Golden Beach yesterday, and there was a couple of boats ready to pull out, and they were like, they looked at me, and they were like, "You want to go ahead?"
Yes, I do.
I'm like, probably be all right. I said, I'll be out in under a minute. They're like, "Yep." I rolled up. My brother, as he stopped, the trailer. My boat hit the trailer. I walked up to the front, winched, and we were out of there in 30 seconds.
Oh, I almost got my first fight. I don't think this was after the last podcast. I almost got my first fight at a boat ramp a couple weeks ago on Tri Lakes.
Really?
Yeah. Enough of my stories. You guys, I'll tell you about it, but you guys, I'm interrupting you guys. What do you got?
I don't know.
You want to hear my fight story?
Yeah, I want to hear your funny story. I don't,
I
really
don't know
have
if I
too
should.
many
I don't want
boat
to scare.
stories.
I don't want to intimidate you of my skills.
Yeah.
So
I was going to whip you at the qualifier.
I'm totally.
You know
gonna
what?
Whip you.
It's not going to happen.
Oh,
All
he's gonna hand it
whip
to you.
I'm gonna whip you and
I
send
can
you
feel
pictures throughout the day.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. I can't wait. I'm gonna look for Mark and cut in on him so hard.
I bet.
So
you're
hard.
not going to be able to do anything about it. You're just going to have to smile and keep fishing.
You won't see me. You won't see me all day.
I know exactly where you'll be. You ever heard of Apple AirTags?
Oh,
I already got one in the Ranger.
Right?
The mustache will be coming for you.
Okay. I'll look forward to it.
I don't know what I was gonna
Bring
name
me a
it.
sandwich.
The boats have 3 names already. Lady of the Mist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because every time I get in her, she gets wet. Oh, did I say that was not PG-13.
oh boy.
Everybody keeps calling it the tuna boat, like more than once. So, hey, how's that tuna boat? Tuna boat. I'm like, okay, we'll call it Wicked Tuna like the show, but now the mustache. Maybe the next one will be the mustache. I don't know.
The mustache.
And I don't know what I'm calling
Have
it.
you named your boat?
Yeah, it's the Jolly Ranger.
And what about your
But it came with that name, so I didn't give it to him. Yeah.
My boat?
Yeah.
It's named Hats Off.
Hats off?
Hats Off.
All right.
Yeah. It's funny because we were fishing the Canada-U.S. walleye earlier this year, me and Rich Asen.
Yeah.
And he's like, what is the name of your boat? I'm like, Hats Off. And we're ripping down the lake and we hit this huge wave and poof, there goes my hat. And I look at him and I give him a thumbs up. He's like, okay, I get it now.
I used to say it on your power poles.
Yeah, I used to say Hats Off on my
Hats
power
off.
pole.
I
Like,
like that.
We were ripping down Shamong 2 weekends ago, and Lila lost her Daiwa hat. She just had a meltdown, and I thought of you. And it was long weekends. There's tons of boats behind us. So I'm like, honey, I can't turn around, but I know a guy,
Yeah.
and he'll get you another one. I don't want another one. I want that one. Took her a couple days to get over it. Bring one home the next Monday, and she looks at it on the counter. Oh, cool. Like, must be nice to be 5, you know?
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. Like, there's been some. I just think because during COVID, just some of the ramps have been so busy, and Canada sucks for ramps.
Oh,
Yes.
For the
God.
amount of money that tourism
embarrassing.
brings into a town, it's amazing we can't get a real parking lot with a real ramp with a real dock.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah.
There's a handful of good ones out there, but it's really like the townships that
Name one.
care.
Good ramp.
Trenton?
Trenton's got a great ramp.
Trenton
lots of parking.
is actually pretty good.
Like
It's only 2 wide, though.
when you have a good ramp.
No, 4.
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
The new one's 4.
The new one's 4.
It's the old one was 4 as well, except it was like really low water levels.
You didn't use the one, right? You
Yeah.
always went to the other side of
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah, I just feel like the ramps around here are just awful.
They're
You go to the States, they're like 6, 8 wide,
Yeah.
10 wide.
Immaculate.
washing
Yeah.
stations,
Parking for
washrooms.
150 boats and trucks.
Yeah. Small variety store on the corner.
Well,
Yeah.
we bring
They got it all.
We bring so much money into tourism, economic development, conservation, whatever. Like from fishing to boating to jet skis to whatever. And we can't get proper facilities to like wash stations. Like I don't want to. I if there was a wash station on my way, I would hit it every time.
Yeah.
I'd love to protect our waters, right? Like,
100%.
And
And they're
I
all
know-
over us at every boat launch now. Make
Yeah,
sure you,
Quebec
you know,
is
you're
getting better at that. I think.
Yeah.
They're getting them, but
Yeah.
Ontario is just lacking so hard.
they are.
So-
They say they don't have the money, which blows my mind. Considering we 2.5 times we doubled over COVID the
Exactly.
amount of fishing licenses, just the fishing licenses,
Right.
Yeah.
that
And then
were
there's
sold
the
in-
amount of money we're taxed.
right across Canada. There was I think it was 4 million across Canada. 2.5 million of those were in Ontario.
Always, never good enough for them.
No.
Ever.
No,
Ever.
no.
So, no, I don't know. I just think ramps are going to be good. I definitely need a big enough parking lot where the ambulance comes in after. Well, Golden Beach could fit an ambulance.
Ambulance.
Well, Mark's feelings are going to be so hurt that he's going to need one.
I can't wait. I was looking forward to it. Now I'm really looking forward to it.
I wasn't looking forward to it. I almost pulled out yesterday. Hank, lay down. This bloody dog. I'm sorry. I am sorry. To
He's
our
on your
listeners.
side.
I'm sorry to our listeners out there. It's that tail. It's a weapon. I almost pulled out. I was feeling a little guilty.
What?
Well, it's me and Leanne's 10-year wedding anniversary.
Ooh.
on the Friday. Maybe the Thursday. I should know this. Anyways, and long weekend where me and my kids haven't really done much this summer because we've just been busy. We have 7 weddings, so we're ditching the kids too much.
You have too many friends.
Then I feel a little guilty.
Have you been talking to Shannon?
And
same thing.
But Leanne, the whole time, like as the anniversary thing, it's me. Leanne's the whole time like, you should do it. You should do it. You should do it. Just do it. Do it. It's close to home. Do it. Like do it. Like she's never.
You're
going
to be home in the evenings.
Exactly. Except when I'm home, I'm going to be retying
or
doing
sleeping.
Sleeping.
No, you're going to be shaking your head, worrying and shaking, and Mark's going to get me.
I am going to spank you so bad.
How many times you made the team, Kyle?
I'll beat you. I've never fished it. I'm going to beat you by 5 pounds.
Yeah?
5 pounds.
Okay.
That'll be the spread between you and me, 5 pounds.
I don't need a spread.
What's your heaviest bag on rice?
I don't know.
Me, about 9
8
pounds. You know what's funny, man?
no idea.
I should be pro on rice. I fished a couple derbies there with Dave Barstow, and I don't.
Actually, there was a memory today
of
of me with I think it was 18 and something. Yeah, on rice.
What's your biggest bag on rice?
My biggest bag on rice? I couldn't tell you. Probably in a derby.
You guys keep talking.
No
for a second.
derby.
No derby?
No derby.
22 pounds.
Both.
Well, I fished with some
In a
hammers
derby,
out there.
12. It's always like that.
I fished with some hammers out there, and we've
Yeah.
got a lot of big fish. But in a derby, I think 18 and change, Danny and I.
Yeah, I say 18, so he says 18 and change.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Love rice. No.
Love-hate?
We have a love-hate relationship.
Yeah,
I
I'm not a big rice fan, but
No.
I know you're
I'm
not.
a
That's
beaten,
why
I'm a
ripping
beaten
on you.
Kyle fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't know what it is about rice. I just can't put 2 and 2 together. I think most has been 18 and change.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And change your.
No.
That's my favorite.
Rice,
Say 18
rice, honestly,
change.
21 and a quarter.
Really?
During any
It's a
tournament.
good bag.
During any tournament, nothing over 15. I just can't. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what it is. But you
Yeah.
go out fun fishing, no problem. Sturgeon, the same way.
Yeah.
Sturgeon, you go out fun fishing, 26 on sturgeon 2 years ago. 26 sturgeon.
That's a huge bag.
And then during a derby, 15.
Oh, come on now. Didn't somebody just cash the check on sturgeon there a few weeks ago?
Twice, 2 in a row.
Right?
2 first place finishes in a row.
Yeah.
But again, 1840 and 1875.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel bad.
What do you feel bad about?
Well, we're gonna have to hire Moose full time to replace Mark after he won't talk to me.
No.
All right, enough talking. Seriously though, other than the derby, what else do you guys have planned for this summer? Moose, you doing like any road tripping, backbreaking?
Yeah, actually, I was talking to Cooper today. We are going to be, we're planning the next couple road trips. One's going to be down south. One's going to be out east.
Out east, like New Brunswick kind of deal? Or?
Yeah. Colin's out there right now with his wife. We're just getting back. But we were talking about the next 2 or 3 road trips. We're going to do one with family and friends and get the big Airbnb. And
Nice.
yeah, we'll do like a fish from shore, the beach, that type of thing. And then the next one is going to be with a guy down in Florida. We've got a whole bunch of them planned. It's just his schedule, my schedule, Colin's schedule. But the next tour is end of September. We're going to go up to the French River. So I'm taking like 28 people to the French River.
Oh, nice.
What is
Yeah.
that, like a OFC thing?
There you go. Yeah, the OFC Nation Retreat. This is the CFN Retreat. It'd be the 9th annual. Macintosh Lodge wanted to do one, so we called it the OFC Nation Retreat, and it's the 2nd annual. So
Nice.
28 of us go up there, $350. You get an aluminum.
Can you bring
Aluminum
your own
gas. You can bring your own boat if you want. You get aluminum gas.
French River?
French River, breakfast, lunch, and
You
dinner.
might be better off in aluminum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the rental.
Yeah.
Get the
No,
insurance.
I did that last year. It wasn't,
Yeah.
No bueno.
No bueno.
Everything was fine until the last 20 minutes. There was a couple up there. I'll never forget this. So there's older couple, complete beauty. Him and his wife are in this aluminum. Moose, I can't catch this. Moose, I can't catch that. Try this, try that, try this, try that. Last 20 minutes of the day, we're heading back in. And I'm on the same line that I've always been on, back and forth from the mouth of the river to the lake and back. And we're cruising by, and they're waving, and all of a sudden he hooks into whatever it was a giant. His rod just...
Probably
and
a
I'm
sturgeon.
so pumped for him. I whip the boat around. I grab the camera. I had Sean Quinn and Jeff with me in the boat.
I remember this.
Whip the boat around. I get up with the camera because I want to catch this. Like, he's like smile from ear to ear. His wife's like, oh my God. And all of a sudden, bang. I was like, you gotta be. Bang, 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 bang. I was like, oh my God. There goes my lower unit. She gone. She gone. It wasn't that bad, actually. But yeah, it did do a bit of damage. So I had to get a new prop. But thankfully, A-OK, everything's fine. But it sucked. We ended the trip with a vibrating ride home. So
That's when you're doing damage to the lower unit.
But it's beautiful, though. So, and they pick you up from the parking lot. They take you to the lodge. It's about a 25, 30-minute boat ride. Completely,
it's
absolutely
it's
stunning.
landlocked.
Yeah. Completely stunning ride. Like, unbelievable ride. Just through all these giant rocks and gorgeous
That's
area.
The French River, man.
Yeah, and but you know what? Every single person that we took there last year had a blast. The food was great. The people were great. And
Is it catered? Like, what do you do for food?
Yeah, no, they take care of everything. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Really?
Breakfast,
sweet.
lunch, and dinner. $350. Boat, motor, gas, and you go out and you have a blast. And everybody walks away with something. You know me. I always show up with bag loads of goodies for everyone.
You should give everybody one of these.
Hey, leave my mustache.
I think Shannon and Diana Danger and all those girls, I think they're coming up this year as well. We've got a good group of people. Each cabin, I think, sleeps anywhere from 4 to 6 people.
And is it full?
We've got, I think, 4 or 6 spots left.
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
What's the date of it?
What's the date?
September 20. Oh, now you're seeing. Now you're testing.
I got a wedding, of course. 7
I'll tell you right now.
You know how expensive wedding season is? It's like a season for me and Leanne right now.
Yeah.
It's like a sport.
Wow.
You don't get it at dancing.
22, 23, 24. Usually we go up 21, 22, 23, 24.
I got to get Buddy's wedding that weekend, though.
Yeah.
But I can't miss that
My
one.
kids'
But I'm
birthdays. My kids' birthdays are that weekend.
I'm like Mr. Robotic on the dance floor, though.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa, Mr. Roboto.
It's
Speaking of
pretty
Mr.
awesome.
Roboto, anybody see the new commercial for Volkswagen?
No.
You're gonna look for it now. So they come out with the remember the Volkswagen van, the old school one?
Yeah,
the Westphalia?
yeah.
Now it's all electric. They brought it back out. And
Really?
they play that song, Mr. Roboto. Don't worry, gato.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I have no cool sound effects for that one. I'm trying. I'm looking. I got nothing. No, here. Let's do this one just to say we did it.
No,
Didn't work out or
What
something.
about this one? No?
No.
All right. Well, anyways, I don't know. I think, okay, so I'm getting pumped for these 2 derbies we got going up. Seymour, OBM. So Shootout in Seymour, Bass Nation. That's probably it for me for derbies. I'm supposed to do a 2-day kayak derby on Tri-Lakes, which I'm probably going to do that one in September. But I just want to get up to like what Moose is talking about, road tripping.
Yeah.
I want tin boats up at Fish Camp.
Yep.
Remember Fish
Yeah,
Camp,
that was
boys?
a great time.
Timbo, where's the
I want
tin
it-
boat sound?
I want to
Timbo,
hit there in
Timbo.
September
That's
for
still
a couple of
happening.
days, catch some lake trout and some big
We don't
bass
know.
as we did last year. Remember
Right.
Danny's 6-pounder?
Yeah, you guys cut us off.
Yeah.
And I think
Do we just have a conversation about
did,
this
yeah.
before?
So
would you move up on somebody? Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
so
you
I've
would. You totally did. I remember.
I'm laughing so hard I'm crying now. You know what? I totally did cut you off.
Yeah, you did.
To beat you to a spot though, because why, Moose? It's a competition.
Competition.
Anyways,
We were drinking beers, floating around in a boat in a backwoods lake. How's that a competition?
perfectly legal up there. It's private. So I've been thinking about this a lot. I've never like inspired to want to be like a pro tournament fisherman. I like derbies. I like doing fun stuff, but it's more or less a comedy. But there's a lot of things I want to do. So I've always said I would never pay out 150 grand to buy a boat. I would fish all over the world first. Remember I've said that multiple times.
yeah.
I'm still on that program. So one, I don't know if you saw Chris and Corey catching those tarpon. ICAST, before ICAST next year, I'm going tarpon fishing. I'm not missing this. I talk to Lloyd Dom all the time. The guy goes to Florida Keys for the winter. Like you know what I mean?
Drags his tinner down there.
I'm going to BC. I'm going to BC in a couple weeks again, salmon fishing, where I caught that 42-pounder. Like I want to do more of that stuff. I've been talking to Greg Attard a lot. I got to get up there. So I'm going to try to get up there at some point.
He's a gem. He'll put you on some big
dude. Greg is like one of the best human beings on the planet.
He's absolutely hilarious.
He's
one of the funniest people I know. Like spending 10 days with him in an RV, I came back with 6-pack abs. Like,
so
laughed so much, your stomach was killing you.
So I have a 10-year plan that within 10 years, CanCast is going to own a fishing lodge.
Oh, yeah?
A fishing lodge?
Yeah, we're going to own a lodge.
A lodge.
Yeah, I'm going to hire somebody to run it. I'm going to go twice a year. I don't know why. It's like this weird like dream the last couple of weeks. Like I just want a northern outpost.
Yeah.
I want to go in on a float plane, and I want it to be like one
Oh,
of the
that far out.
coolest spots.
I was
in
gonna say I
Canada.
know a lodge up for sale on
Rice Lake?
on Sturgeon.
There's one
Or
on Rice
no,
Front.
on Stony.
No,
on
like
Stony.
this is a pipe dream. Like I'm not in a position. I am not in a position right now, and definitely won't be CanCast paying for it. But somebody will pay for it. But the point being is, I would like to own
a lodge.
a lodge. I don't know why. It's weird.
I always had that thought in my head, too.
I think it'd be like a cool like retirement thing.
Absolutely.
Like just to
Absolutely.
get up there. So hire like a young guy. I'm a big believer in like taking care of employees. So like, hey buddy, you run this like it's yours, profit share, part ownership, whatever. And go up a few times a year. Be like, hey boys, you guys want to go up for the weekend? Yeah, sure, let's roll. It's easy. Always have one cabin that's just for me. Like it's never booked out. So I
Your
can go up
cabin.
whenever I want.
What's the nicest lodge you've been to? Not the most memorable, the nicest.
Is that another animal down here?
That's a black
Okay.
cat, dude.
Yeah. I didn't know you had a
black
cat.
cat.
You
Who
guys
does that?
No, you guys don't even understand. I freaking hate that cat with a passion. I hate that cat so much. That was Leanne's engagement gift for some stupid reason. If anybody wants that cat, that is the reason I have
Who
bad luck
gets
in
somebody
life.
a cat for an engagement?
It's a full on.
Cheaper than a ring.
It's a full on panic story. Full on. It was a full on worst engagement proposal on the face of the earth.
Oh my!
I don't know.
That's how you propose?
I want to hear this. Like, did you?
You
tie
know,
it
I'm
to
not
the
telling this. We don't have time for this story.
You proposed with
Cole's-
a cat?
A
Cole's
black
notes.
cat.
a black cat.
Dude,
Kyle,
you want to hear the story?
Yeah.
you're usually a pretty well thought out dude, man.
I,
so
I
this
have
is
a I have a
surprising.
one-liner, but I'm not going to say it on the air.
Say it.
Remind me to tell it after.
All right.
I panicked so bad. That cat, I hate that cat.
Oh my!
An animal that lives in the house that uses a box. Disgusting. I hate that thing. I've tried to give it away so many times.
Have you ever talked to Hank? Because like they're supposed to like chase cats away.
Have you
Those
met my
dogs.
dog? They freaking cuddle.
They cuddle.
Hank's like the best person.
So you
I've
bought
ever-
hold on. So you
I
bought your
can't- I can't
girlfriend
tell
at the time a cat.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just like had this one. Okay. So
Was it a kitten?
it was a kitten.
Okay,
All right.
so it was a cute
Okay,
cat.
well,
it
I'm
happened to be
sure-
cute and black.
We'll end the show with this. We can keep talking. I don't know when the family's coming home, but we can do 2 parts. Anyways,
I'm looking at the list. We haven't even scratched the surface.
we'll have to have you back for episode 2. That's all we do.
I'm
That's
easy.
it.
I'm easy.
So, okay, so I don't know. I wake up one day, I have this like brilliant idea that I'm going to marry Leanne. Okay? I'm like, me and Leanne are going to get married. So, me and Leanne knew each other all through high school, and Leanne hated me. She was so mean to me in high school, like freaking hated me. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll get you one day. And I did. I married her. So, anyways, we ended up going to college together, becoming pretty close friends, and blah, blah, blah. So, and the one thing later, then we're dating, we're living together for a couple of years. Like, I want to marry Leanne. Okay. So, I panicked for some reason. And at the time, I owned Directmotocross.com, which was a big online magazine. We're 9th in the world and biggest in Canada by far. And I travel all over to North America and do dirt bike stuff, right? Race and do articles and coverage and all this stuff. But like any business at the time, I had employees. You guys know what cash flow is like, right? So I'd be waiting for like some of the biggest companies would take forever to pay their bills. You know what
All
it's
of
like.
them,
The
yeah.
Story of
bigger
my
the
life.
the bigger the company,
The longer.
the longer they take. You go and sell like the Joe Cycle. Hey, you want to do an ad? Yep, no problem. Would say 5. Yeah, here you go. You want to build one of the big dirt bike manufacturers or
90 days.
Fox Racing or any of these guys.
120 days.
120 days, 6 months. And you get like 8 checks, right? So one of our big sponsors at the time was FXR. So FXR, you guys, they're in fish now. They weren't at the time, but snowmobile suits and dirt bike gear and all that. So I got a check, right? So this check comes in and it's like for like $800. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go buy Leanne a ring. So I have like no money at the time at all. So I go and I buy this. She doesn't even know how much that ring's worth. I don't know if I should say this.
The check was $800. So
No,
you
so
bought
I
an
buy
$800 ring.
she won't listen to this show anyways. So I go and I buy this ring and it's like $450. It's like, well, lifetime warranty and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is pretty nice.
Lifetime warranty. Yeah.
I buy it from Ben Moss. They go to business like 3 months later. So
Yeah.
anyway, so I called Leanne's boss at the time. Leanne was working at a cafe in Mitchell's Corners called Country Perks. Her boss has been a family friend for 20 years and a neighbor. Dana, I need you to give Leanne the day off tomorrow because I got like the farm cut down by the river. I got like all this stuff set up, lights. I'm going to propose.
Look at you, Mr. Romantic.
No, Leanne's got to work.
What?
I'm like, what, Dana? Like, you don't understand. I told her the only person I've told I was going to propose to is this lady. No, Leanne's got to work. You can't give her a day off.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? So for some reason, instead of like waiting, I have it in my mind, like, I got to propose tomorrow. I don't know why, right? I was 22. I'm like making dumb decisions. So I'm like, well, Leanne, right?
Jeez.
Right?
You better hope she doesn't listen to this, but
Oh, no. So I'm making bad decisions, panicking decisions, right? So I have tell my brothers, and I got together with my three best buds, told them. They're like, yeah, sweet, cool. But we were young, like no one got married then. I was the first one. So I'm like, okay, well, she wants a kitten. I'll get her a kitten. No, that's a lie. She did not want a kitten. We had a mouse problem. So we lived in an old farmhouse, and you get the odd mouse here and there, right? So we were renting my grandparents' place. I'm like, well, I'll go get a kitten. So I go down to the Humane Society in Bowmanville. And remember, like, I'm flat out broke, right? Like, you guys, you've all been there. You know, you're young,
100%.
You're paying your truck payment, your rent, you this, you got it. So I'm sitting there, and I go to the Humane Society. I'm like, I need a kitten. They're like, I'm going to give it a good home. It's on a farm. I tell the lady what it's for. She's like, oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, well, I got these ones, but like, they're $250.
for a kitten?
I'm like, excuse me? She's like, no, it was $150. Sorry, $150. She's like, yeah, well, like, we got a spay and neuter. And I'm like, well, I don't have $150. She's like, well, I can't give it to you. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I'm trying to give that thing the gift of life. I'm like, how many cats do you have right now? She's like, 60. I'm like, so if I don't take one home, what happens to them? She's like, well, we'll put it down in a week. Like, we just put like 10 down a week. There's just nothing we can do. I'm like, yes, there is. Like, I'm offering to take a cat, give it a nice home. I'll get it spaded when I got whatever money, whatever you got to do. Nope, I'm not going to give you a cat. And I'm like, this is insane. So I went on a mission, went to another Humane Society, same thing. I'm like, are you like effing kidding me? Like, you won't, like, I'm trying to save a life, right? So I make some phone calls. Our good friend, and that should have been my sign, just to calm down, take the gumball machine ring back. Right? So anyways.
But why did you want to speed it up?
I don't know.
It's just in your head that was.
But
it had to happen right
Dude,
there.
have you ever met me when I have an idea? It's like, that's execute.
It's go time.
So
I call it young, dumb, and full of some great ideas. Right.
So anyways, we'll go back to so I could make some calls. Our friend worked at a vet. She's like, yeah, I got a full litter here. They're spaded and neutered and declawed, and they're free. I'm like, what?
Game on.
Wicked. So I drove
I'll take two.
I drove an hour to get this thing. Well, they're all black. Yeah, well, whatever. I'll take it. I don't care. I wasn't superstitious at the time. I am now. That thing freaking ruined my life. So I put the thing on the collar. I put the ring on the collar. Leanne comes home from work, and she's like, what the hell is this? Give her a kitten. She's like sitting on the couch, like petting it. Doesn't see it. I'm like, look at the collar. Oh, cool, a ring. So like get down on like a knee and do the whole proposal thing. And she just looks at me and she's like, is this some kind of sick joke?
Oh no.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. It's going bad. I'm sitting in the lazy boy now. It's like 10 minutes.
He's crying.
So
I
she's
see
like,
a tear right
so
now.
I'm sitting in the lazy boy chair now. And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. Like I wanted, and then she gets happy and she kind of sets, whatever. And so then she like texts her mom, I'm engaged. Like not even a phone call, like not like just
She
text.
said yes at this point?
But she was in. So she said she was in shock. I think she's probably disappointed because I'm disappointed now. Anyways, all worked out good. Had a great time, great wedding. Gonna be married 10 years here soon. So what I did though a few years ago is I took that ring, which she never knew what I spent. She never once said a word.
Right.
And you can see all her friends getting married. They all got these great big diamonds on.
Whatever. Money comes, money goes.
Yeah.
So something happened to that ring. It broke. Obviously.
Dude, I was warranted, man.
Lifetime warranty.
A diamond fell off, but she found the diamond.
A diamond.
It had 3.
Really?
This is impressive. Any girl listening to this show right now is gonna be like, "Oh, Kyle, unbelievable, amazing." So I took that ring. I'm like, "No worries, I'll get it fixed for you." Okay, no problem. And like 2 months later, Christmas, I gave her ring back, all rebuilt with a whole bunch of others. Like, so they took her old ring, built it into a new ring with all the other fancy stuff.
They took her old ring, hucked it, gave him a brand new beautiful ring.
Went to a custom jeweler, built it. We designed it all, everything. She showed me. It was freaking awesome. And now I think she's happy.
That's
but
cool.
in Leanne's defense, she never once questioned.
You gave it to her on Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas Eve.
I gave a girl a ring on Christmas once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Her uncle saved me.
And now we have a black cat and we're cursed for life. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how we got on that
Black
story.
cat cursed for life. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
I took a girl shopping for a diamond once. Don't do that.
Don't do
No.
that. See,
Don't do that.
I didn't think anything of it.
I never
I like
got
this
that.
ring, she says. We were out shopping. I like this ring. Cool. So I bought it. Happened to be Christmas. It's under the tree. Her whole family was there. She opens it up. And she's like, oh, it's a nice ring. Her mom goes, is there a question that goes with that? I'm like, nope, it's just a ring. Her uncle's like, come with me. We got to go get coffee. Oh, it was the most awkward moment ever.
That's the, I always laugh at the old promise ring. Like, come on, boys. Like, grow up. Or like,
Didn't you get one of those, Sean?
Oh, sorry,
No, not a promise ring.
No,
No?
but I also laugh at the. I don't. If one of you guys have done this, like you can punch me later. But I always laugh at the guy that takes his wife engagement shopping for the ring.
That was me.
So she knows you have it. So she knows you're gonna get engaged at some point.
Well, she's like she wanted it. She was all over me.
I just
wanna
gotta
get
see
married.
Sean
I
Sean
wanna
was
get
with
married.
me when I got her ring.
I just got to see if there's a laughing button on this board. No, there's not. We're good. Sorry.
But when I took her, like we went to a bunch of different places looking for diamonds.
Don't hurt me.
It's true. And then she was just like, I haven't seen anything I liked. And this one jeweler, he played it smart. He's like, I've got something for you. He's like, can I show you this? He's like, this is very special. And I'm like, oh my God. He goes in the back, opens up the safe, brings out this pouch. It's just a diamond. Opens it up and shows her this diamond. It's this haunted diamond.
Just one diamond.
Yep, just
Exactly.
a diamond. No, but there's a bunch of other diamonds with it, right? Because we had to
Okay.
build a ring around this diamond.
You probably wouldn't mind it.
She's like, that's the one. I'm like, but it's nothing. She's like, and she showed him a picture of what she wanted for a ring, and he's like, I can build that, no problem. And that's what she's got on her finger now.
So my advice to
Nice.
any guy out there that's wanting to get married, if you have a proposal idea, run it past me first. I'm an expert on this. I'm a very romantic individual, clearly, and I can tell you not to do that. 2, get a custom ring made.
Buy a boat.
Buy a boat, yeah.
Buy a boat.
Buy a
Go
boat.
fishing. Think
I bought
about it a little
house.
more.
I bought it. I gave her the option.
You gave her the option?
I did.
And what was her options?
I was like, I could do the whole marriage proposal thing, or I could buy us a house. We went to the house.
Nice.
It doesn't change anything, right?
No.
Sweet. We'll have your wedding here, buddy. Sunset views. We got you covered. On the house.
Everybody keeps bugging me. Just get married. I'm like, it doesn't make a difference.
Look, man, if you don't marry her,
Technically,
somebody else
she's
will.
still married anyway. So there you go. Technically.
Oh, poor shit.
She's mine now.
Mark, text my wife and ask if she's close to being home. Because if not, we're going to keep this show going. We got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to have to do episode 2. So, man, I have a lot of fun doing these, though. Like, that one went completely off track. And I that's the best part about the show. There's no script.
No
Right?
script.
Like, I understand people like fishing stuff, but, like, the best episodes are when we're not too serious.
Yeah.
That's what fishing's all about. This is 3/4 of the stuff that we talked about is what you talk about on a boat at
That's
the trade
right.
show.
Yeah.
We
do have some cool guests coming up, though. We got Nick. Nick was going to try to come tonight. Couldn't do
Nick
it.
Kuzvis?
Nick
Kuzvis?
Kuzvis coming.
He's a gem.
Dude, unbelievable guy.
Yeah.
We got JP the Rose. We're gonna get a date with JP.
Nice.
And Tim Fernandez is gonna come. So he's super Geiger Tech engineering, like a lot of cool stuff he does. So
Very cool.
we got some cool guys lined up.
You should get Tim to come with Derek Stroop.
Oh, Strooby would be
Struby's
amazing.
Oh, he's a hammer.
beauty.
Stroob's a stick too.
Yeah, he's got some wicked stories about
Yeah,
fishing.
we'll
down
get
south.
Derek on here too.
Yeah,
He's
Both
unbelievable.
north and south, too, right?
Well, and he
Down
goes
south.
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they
I
live
met
with-
Stroop for the first time this past Classic.
Really,
We got along real well.
Oh, yeah, he's a good dude.
he's a
a
hell
gem.
of a smallmouth.
he's a gem.
Smallmouth angler, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's he's got some pretty wild pictures and videos. That's awesome.
So
Tim, even with Tim and JP,
JP.
we went down to Tropic Star Lodge in Panama.
So Tropic
year.
Star is on my bucket list.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, it's on my
would,
bucket list.
I would do if somebody said to me, "You can't travel and y'all know how much I like to travel. You can't travel anywhere all year round. You can only go to one place once a year for 10 days. It would be Tropic Star Lodge.
Really? So they have like the number one most world records for black marlin and stuff, don't they?
Yeah. And you know what? It's not even the trolling for the black marlin or sailfish or anything. It's not the trolling. The inshore seminars that JP hosts, just like casting inshore for giant fish.
So JP might be one of the best all around knowledgeable saltwater multi-species
100%
angler on the planet.
Yeah.
I would say.
He's
100%.
I mean, when it comes to multi-species and like
knowledge,
breaking it down, he's like an encyclopedia.
So when JP comes on, the whole thing that we're going to talk about is
dude's got like a photographic memory, eh?
Yeah, and the whole thing we're going to
wild.
discuss about is saltwater fishing and like how to get into it and where to go, and that's what we're going to base that episode on. He's like, "Oh yeah, let's do it."
Yeah, no, he loves that
because that's what with CanCast. Like we want to bring you guys. I know we like to joke and have fun. But we want to bring you guys like some good episodes of information. Nick's like it's going to be unbelievable. Nick works for Megabass full time now.
Yeah,
going to be some unbelievable like lures and techniques and stuff. We talk about these brands, but like that's the best part about this CanCast is what we got a couple Daiwa guys here. We got Shimano sitting here. It's all about just bringing everybody together.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's never any vicious. We can have whoever on here, no matter who they're sponsored by. And that's what Canada fishing is. Everybody gets along. That's what I love about it.
For the most part.
There's some bad apples.
For the most part. But then you get, some different guys in other parts of the industry who just can't get along with others. And
most of those guys
you
don't
get that
last
everywhere,
long.
right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. But
they
for the
come
most
and
part,
go. They come and go.
Yeah.
They really do.
It's getting a little worse. And I find out, like we got a few haters out there. I love it. If you got haters, it means you're doing something
Something
good.
right, yeah.
You're doing something
You're
right.
a threat.
Like Mark is gonna hate me after the qualifier.
I don't think it's possible for me to hate you.
You're too nice. You're too nice. But did you see the reel I posted of you today?
I did. I wish you wouldn't have said kayak fisherman. I thought you would just kayaks. I don't hate kayak fishermen. I don't hate kayaks either.
I'm starting to have a huge problem with jet skis. I hate them.
Every bass angler doesn't
Man,
like
they've been
jet
bad.
skis.
They're like flies out there.
nothing bothers me anymore.
No way.
I don't let nothing bother me anymore. I don't care.
You call Sean, he's like, okay.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. It's your world, bud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
Game
care.
on. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I don't care.
No, there are things. There's things that get under everybody's skin at some point in time. Last weekend on Cooch, 2 weeks ago on Cooch, kayak guys were annoying.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm at 100 on my trolling motor, and I'm going dock to dock, and this guy comes around the corner.
And there wasn't a derby on Cooch, right? It was just fun fishing.
No, just two guys in a kayak. One guy would
Two guys together in a kayak,
two kayaks.
sitting
And
face to face.
I'm looking at Colby, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? So I let it be. He's fishing his dog, once, twice, and he continues on. Once, twice, and continues on. They go around the corner. So I continue. All of a sudden, he's there again. First time, I was fine with it. Second time, I was fine with it. Third time, the guy stops and puts his little pole down. And I'm like,
don't make fun of the micro pole.
You gotta be kidding me. I was like, hey, you don't move out of my way? He's like, I'm fishing this dock. I'm like, yeah, get out of here. Go, move, please. Oh, yeah, well, I'll just go fish those. And I was like, yeah, get away from me, please. But the whole time, we're talking 10 or 15 docks.
Yeah.
This guy just stayed in my way.
And he had a motor on.
Yeah.
They rip with a motor, right?
Yeah.
They can cover water so quick now.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan
They last all day?
I wasn't a fan of
those little batteries?
No problem at all. 100 amp hour
Yeah, they
battery.
do. They
No
do.
problem at all. And then Old Town launched that new one at ICAST. It's like an e-bike motor. So you pedal, you're charging.
Yeah. They're pretty cool, but they get in my way and they're annoying.
Dude, they're becoming boats.
Oh yeah, they
That's
are.
exactly what they are.
Yeah, they are.
Well, there's such a big market now that there's those dollars there to do that. And that
100%
market there
and
to do that.
Everybody's
right?
got trailers, and it's changing.
Everything.
That's I'm sure that's John and Paul's biggest thing.
Mounts.
yeah, 20 grand
mounts,
on a good kayak
electronics,
and
yeah.
stuff now.
Yeah.
Everybody's got double graphs, live
Yeah.
scopes. It is changing. It's not like the day where you go and grab your old minnow bucket. You guys see this minnow bucket?
This is pretty sweet.
I found that in my barn. How sweet's that? That's gonna go up to fish camp.
You're missing the center of it.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with it? It should be something like everybody's gotta throw something into it every time they come.
Okay, so we have this idea.
Every one of the guests throws.
There you go,
something.
Mark.
So every guest, I did forget to tell you, but we thought about doing. There's a good chance we're gonna move the studio to another outbuilding I have here. That's the long term plan. We're gonna build CanCast World Headquarters, hopefully by winter.
World headquarters.
So, and I would like to have behind us a lure
The
wall.
roof opens up and
So I would like to have a lure wall.
Nice.
And every guest brings something to donate to the lure wall. Something they have to talk about. Like, it could be, I don't care what it is, sentimental value. It could be something brand new. It could be something old. I want to.
You're going to do a cork wall?
Exactly. We're going to do something where you're going to stick your lure on. And then hopefully at the end of the year, we have all these lure stuff behind us. So every episode, we'll each bring something too. We'll hang it up. And then we're going to raffle it off for a charity or an angler in need before the CanCast show. That's the plan. So the plan is, did you see that?
Is that what this is for?
So I bought that at CanCast in the tackle swap, all those old, hold that up to the camera there, Moose, if you can. I'll take a picture of it. I haven't got it hung up yet. So one of the guys there had all this awesome. So if you guys like antique tackle, you got to come to the CanCast just for the tackle swap side. There's a lot of antique stuff in it. I bought that and a couple other things off this gentleman. It's in rough shape, but how cool all those old plugs and stuff, all wood.
Like, I'd say that, like the rougher the better. Like, it's
so
I got stories to tell. Each one of those has a story to tell.
So I'm thinking if
some of these look better than the hooks that I'm currently using.
So if we have a lot of big, if we have a lot of big guests on, there's going to be a lot of money on that wall, and it's going for a good cause. And the whole point is we're going to raise some money, whether it's a raffle or a silent auction or something. And also we have some prizes that weren't claimed at CanCast.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, the big one wasn't. We had to go through like all these licensing lottery laws. It is horrible. I've got that all taken care of. And we're gonna be putting some sweet prizes up in the next few months. Sweet prizes. And I know so Daiwa's giving us some awesome prizes. JP's got some awesome prizes coming with them. Nick's gonna bring some goods. In fact, our title sponsor, Borka, anyone who shares this episode, if you made it to the end of this episode and you share it on your social media and tag CanCast Fishing, you'll automatically be entered in to win a prize, and we'll draw the name. So the number one thing that hurt us was taking that break. Our algorithms are way down, so we need all your guys' help to boost us back up.
It's pretty wild how the algorithm works now.
Dude, like this whole YouTube thing, I was listening to a podcast today, and like all this, like it is a wild world out there right now. Like you were talking about social media, Moose, earlier, Threads, Twitter, YouTube Shorts now.
YouTube Shorts is deadly.
Like you go on YouTube and it's just Shorts the first thing you see.
Yeah.
It is so hard to win. And
it's good and bad at the same time. Like our attention spans have gotten down to nothing. You've got 3 seconds to catch somebody's attention. You've got 5 seconds to keep them there, and you've got a total of 15 seconds before they move on. If something's not happening that they're super interested in the first 3 to 5 seconds, you've lost them.
Yeah.
So
this thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Scroll away.
And they're saying too, like the YouTube Shorts aren't driving the traffic back to people's channels to like watch the long stuff.
No, because it's
it's just another Instagram, right? And
It's like the Cole's notes.
Well, you look at it. You look at what's it called there? TikTok. When it was like you got to wait for part 2 or look for part 2.
Yeah,
that shit works, and it works well.
Yeah, it does.
But if people go and they don't find the part 2, they don't come back.
See, and like it's funny too because like say you have 2,000 followers on Instagram and you get 100 likes. Like so many people they don't even see your stuff. Like it is wild, right? And I've always been a big believer now. It's not about who has the most followers. Yeah, that helps, but it's engagement and impressions and what are you doing, right? And like I've been following Jay Siemens a lot lately. I don't know if you guys follow him. Great guy. He's actually just fishing with Greg Guittard. Does amazing content, and he says the same thing. Like if you listen to any of his stuff, like he might not have 1 million followers, but he's got like generally people that care what he's doing, right? They're interested in it. And it's better to have 5,000 followers that generally care than 150,000
that don't respond.
Care.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's a lot of that out there. I mean, I can vouch for like our page. If you don't answer the 4 questions, you're not getting in.
Yeah.
And no word of a lie. I could pull my phone up right now. You'd be like, wow, you got 500 or 300 people that want to join this group, and I'll sift through them. Yeah. If you haven't answered the questions, you ain't coming in. And out of that 300 to 500, it's outside of Canada. Well, if you're in the U.S., great. But if it's a fake profile, it'll tell you. You joined yesterday. It's right, and I'm the only one you want to see. Come on.
Yeah, and like
so, it's when you have the following, but it's small and it's concentrated, it means a lot more than.
And everybody ripping you off now. Like when we did some giveaways for the show, we did one of Peterborough Pro Tackle before CanCast, and we just automatically got people copying our profiles for telling people they won, and like it's not even fun, right? I know like Taco Depot, they do a lot of contests and stuff too. I know, like, talk to Ben. Ben gave me a lot of advice on, like, how to avoid that and stuff. And Tackle Depot is becoming a big force in the Canadian fishing industry. They had a huge booth at CanCast, at all the other shows. So like it's just social media is changing out there. It's not necessarily who has the most likes, the most like engagement's a huge thing, right?
No.
And I think right now we're seeing the shift.
Yeah.
From someone working in the industry, I'm gonna say it right now, we're gonna see the TV stuff go away in the next 5 years.
Dude, it's already on its way out.
And that's no disrespect to any of those guys because we grew up on it. I love the Fishing Canada guys. I love Angelo and Pete. I love them. I love all those guys, the hunting shows, and that's no disrespect. Changing of the guard is coming. It's all changing.
It started, I would say it started quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
People are now just starting to catch on. Like
those guys are always going to have a place because they've built their
100%.
legacy. They will always do well.
the on-demand stuff, like Waypoint TV and all that stuff has grown. It's huge. It's massive.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers on television versus the numbers on the on-demand stuff, right?
It's the on-demand that people want.
Yeah.
They want
100%.
it when they want it.
100%. Like the whole like waiting until Sunday. I hate watching. Okay, who here watch Yellowstone?
Yes, sir.
Everybody
Of course.
watch Yellowstone, right?
Yeah.
I hate waiting Sunday for that episode, and it's such a good show, it will do it. But I'd rather let all the episodes play, sit down, and binge watch it.
Yeah. There's something to be said about, back in the day where like there was no on-demand stuff. You had to wait
Dude, our
till
kids,
the following Sunday. You're like, oh my God. And there's all these theories. There was no internet
You'd
where you can go
schedule
and
your
Google
life
it.
around it.
Yeah,
for
you weren't
for
going
certain
to
shows.
Google to see what happens next week.
Do you remember the TV guides?
Yeah.
As a
Oh,
kid,
yeah.
I'd never forget my mom. Hey, can you pass me the TV guide? Let's see what's on tonight.
Yeah.
Remember the TV guide?
Oh, yeah.
Like my kid turns on Netflix. She's gonna have no idea how painful it was to go to a store and rent a video and rewind it.
Yeah.
Or you remember like so you remember like Sunday morning, like me and my brothers knew we had to wake up to catch a Zoomy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pete and Angelo, Talia, whoever we were watching, and if it was fishing, and then in the winter it was snowmobile or television, whatever.
Yeah.
But we knew like, my brother, Kyle, wake up. What's going on? Zoomy's on. Zoomy, get out of bed, right? Like it was that. Like they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I wish they did,
You know what's actually making a comeback is radio.
dude.
Radio's making a huge comeback.
Huge comeback.
I
listen to
spent
the radio
some,
every
I
day.
spent some time in radio right out of high school. Actually, I was during high school. I spent about 6 or 7 years in radio. And radio
You
was
spent 6 or 7 years in high school?
no, in radio. Grade 11, grade 12, I worked at a radio station, and radio was dying and it was struggling. And the internet come out, and the internet was doing its thing, and once apps kind of started blowing up, radio started blowing up. And I think radio is making a huge comeback.
Dude, okay,
We've had our
so-
best luck working with radio stations lately.
So they brought out records and said, "Oh, radio's doomed." They brought out CDs. Radio's doomed. They brought out streaming
radio.
devices.
MP3
Radio's doomed.
and
Guess what? Radio is
streaming.
not doomed. It's stronger than it ever has been.
You know what
and I
hate?
truly believe that.
And I think too, like, sorry to keep interrupting you, Mark. I just get so excited about
okay.
how bad I'm going to beat you. Anyways, with all this meta stuff and the news being blocked now, and we're not going to get into the politics side of that. Not at this show because I will lose my mind. But I don't like watching. I've never turned my satellite radio on, but I love a good radio station locally. So if you get a good one, and they're playing like awesome music and talking about good local events happening, like that's how I get my news. And I think Moose is right. I think it's making such a huge comeback because people are like looking now for that good host, some interactions.
I like a morning
some funny
show.
stories.
A morning show.
Morning
I was going to
show.
say, morning shows are always good. I remember driving to the city, the morning show. You always want to
Dean
hear.
Blundell was the best morning show
Oh
on the
yeah,
planet.
it was.
Yeah, that
Right?
was
When that
great.
show went down, my life changed.
Yeah,
My
there was a
life
lot
changed.
of shows.
I
My mornings were
changed.
like,
I changed radio stations because of it.
There
And
was,
me too.
There was a time where talk radio was huge in my world. All I did was listen to talk radio. That was it.
I can't do the
I was,
AM.
I was
thing, man.
working for an AM station. Well,
Can't do it.
our affiliate, our AM station was it was affiliated with 680 News, and it was CKDO and CKGE, which used to host the Oshawa Generals games on the weekends.
Yeah.
And I worked for them, and I would do the weekends and blah, blah. And that's what got me into talk radio. And I fell in love with CBC Radio 1, 99.1. I still listen to it on a regular basis. But there was 2 shows that like I would tune into just to listen. 1, to get a laugh, and B, to get my not my news, but more like my pop culture news sort of thing. the gentleman that used to host the one show, so Gian Gomeshi, he ended up getting charged with sexual assault. He was a fantastic host, and he had some incredible stories with some really cool people. Like, he just got into the minds and stories of celebrities and this, that, and the other.
Well, look at Howard Stern. Look at his legacy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whether you like his show or not, like some good ones, some bad ones. Some of them are just so funny, right? But he's
Dave
a host
Marsden
is everything.
Yeah.
Dave Marsden. He's like one of the only DJs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he's from Toronto.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Like, I mean, there's a lot of them. All the guys from Q107, all the guys from, The Edge. There was a lot of good hosts that you would just tune into because you wanted to hear what they said. Like album sides on Q107. Album sides were always the best evenings. The best. They'd just take a full album side and they'd just break it down. Whether it was the hip, they'd play all the tunes and give you all the history and the background behind it in between songs. I remember just sitting out, on the hood of the car, listening to tunes, staring up into the sky, just listening to the hosts explain why some of these artists did what they did.
Alan Cross, that was the guy that CFNY. I think that used to do that that whole series about, and some of the stuff like that you'd listen to is just incredible. The backstories and that you would never think, like just incredible stories behind. Yeah. That we don't know unless you would have said something, right?
Comedy,
really
comedy
cool.
was huge.
Really cool stuff
on radio for a little while.
Comedy's big on me right now. That's big on my feed.
Is it?
I like funny shit, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'd rather
So on satellite radio though, or on regular radio?
On satellite radio, not really regular radio. I like the morning show. The morning show I listen to 94.9. They're pretty funny, right? I don't always agree with some of their views and stuff, but I still listen to them. Like they're great hosts, right?
Radio used to be politically correct, not anymore.
Yeah, no, not anymore.
They know they've figured out they're either catering the one side or the other, and the advertisers will follow whichever side they want to follow. Right? So stuff is changing, man. It is people are just saying enough, and they want to have some fun in life. They don't want to get down all this rabbit hole. We're going a little far right now in society. But anyways, back to some fishing. We didn't even talk about iCast last week.
So a fishing radio show would be a podcast, correct?
It's kind of what we're doing, sort of.
Right?
Yeah.
This could be the fishing radio show.
Yeah.
All you need to do is put out a signal.
Yeah. Our whole thing is like CanCast is all about just getting.
Could you imagine sitting here for all day? All day.
Buddy,
People just listening to you in your car.
I was born to do it.
We did that for 24 hours once.
I'd be drunk AF is do that every
We
day.
did it in the Oshawa Center one time. We did a 24-hour like telethon.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was at the Oshawa Center with 94.9. We raised money for sick kids. It was tough.
We'll do it for we'll do it at our fishing lodge on an AM single.
I think we should do that for CanCast as a 24 hours before.
Set
up in the parking shed.
He's on our idea.
We should talk about this stuff in private.
There is an idea, but we are hoping to do a podcast from the start of the show to the end of the show. Won't be
the
with us.
show would be good.
You just volunteered to host it? Cool.
Now for 24 hours.
No. Just from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m.
Yeah. Hosting. I got to get used to that.
Yeah, you're the host, Moose. So iCast is last week. I went down. You guys didn't make it down, obviously.
Weren't invited.
You guys follow it at all? Any cool launches and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
There's some cool stuff there. So I brought these home from our friends at Evergreen. This is the new 8-inch bow worm. It's a little greasy because it does have some scent on it, some shad, some garlic shad. Check this thing out. Wacky rig it, drop shot it. There's so many different ways to rig it.
Let me touch your worm.
Feel that. I am excited to
Let me touch your worm.
hold that up to the camera, Sean, if you can a little bit. Hold it up to the cell camera. I'm excited to try those.
Cell camera.
That is that big fancy light. Mark, get a good look at that thing because that's what I'm going to beat you on.
Oh yeah.
I'll be honest. This is most as worms go. It's the most realistic worm
I know. Isn't it
because of
awesome?
the profile. I like the little profile, and there has been profiles before. This is nice though.
Yeah, so that was one of the cool launches that I liked. It's a great show down there. It's definitely not like what it used to be.
You're the second person to say that.
It's getting a little smaller. I think a lot of the smaller companies are pulling out because they realize they can't win awards. A lot of that's just about what money's spent, and that's not take away from anybody. It's just it's just different, right? It's just not the same as I think it got a little. I think it's got a little political lately.
Do you guys listen to? Oh God, how do you forget his name?
And I'm only saying that because I know 3 companies that pulled out because that's what they told me. That's it.
Oh really?
Yeah, they just said we can't win awards. It's impossible even when we enter. And if someone's in that same category and they advertise and do this, they win it.
Do you think it's
I don't know if that's true because they do technically vote.
Do you still think it's the place to go, like release new products?
No, Bassmaster Classic will always be that place now.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Bassmaster
100%.
Classic is the show of all
Could you
shows.
imagine spending $250,000 not being able to sell one single thing? Like iCast is great.
Yeah, but the thing is,
it never made any sense to me.
so back in the day, these dealer events, you'd go down there and as reps, we'd just write orders all day.
Right.
I pulled the laptop at once because we already did it all.
Yeah.
Done before we even go down there. We were launching earlier. You know what I mean? With all the brands that we rep. So it's just changing. It's a great social aspect.
So how do you bring it back? Because you're
The
literally
only way
the third
to bring
person
it,
that said
the
that.
only way to bring it back is for companies to hold exclusive launches for that show only, and only offer dealers a certain buy on it who attend the show. So when you would go shot show in Vegas, for example,
Right.
shot show in Vegas for the firearms industry, back in the day, I used to have shot show specials. So if you came down and you wrote X amount with Browning or Beretta or whoever, you got an extra 10% off, and only these guns, it's like certain limited editions, were available to people on that came down to the show. And so you had to go to the show because 10% on your back end is huge money in your pocket when you're writing $1 million in business.
Was the cost?
Now, it's too bad I said the word guns because now we're probably shadow banned thanks to this great
Just go, meh.
bit. Oh, yeah.
brr, brr.
Yeah, right here. I got it. Just give me a second. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the only way to bring these dealer events back.
Did the cost go up this year compared to last year and the year before?
I'm not sure as far as for people attending. I believe it probably did. All those buildings are trying to recuperate from COVID. I bet you every single trade show in Ontario is going to be increased this year.
100%.
I
know that for a fact.
I got the news this week from Peterborough. They already sent me the bill for next year, and it went up. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow. Thanks, guys.
They're trying to recoup the money they lost over COVID for sure.
They're a business too. I get it, but
Yeah.
still.
But when's enough sort of thing. But Jasper said the same thing. Andy didn't have anything to say about it. Bobo, JP said it was bigger than ever. It was great. Jasper as a dealer, he said it wasn't that good. He said there wasn't.
But Jasper
he
as
went looking for specific things. He says there was a lot of people that weren't there, and I couldn't find. He says I didn't make one deal. And Jasper is a hound.
So like everything,
you know what I mean?
Everything Jasper would have seen, he already saw because I was there a month ago and showed him.
Right.
Lee from Shimano was there a month ago and already showed them what was coming in the last few weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
And St. Croix and all the rods and reels and all the bait, it's already done. It's done. It's changing.
So is that killing the show?
100%.
So do you? Yeah, I guess so.
Right now, if you were to get a plane ticket, go to Orlando, going, man, I wonder what these companies are launching. I can't wait to see it. You don't see a single thing. Now, some big stuff dropped, like the new Garmin trolling motor, the Kraken.
Oh,
Pivot side for boats like you and me.
Yes, sir.
Absolute game changer.
it is.
Dude, it
awesome.
is so good. So, like, you don't have to run the live scope cables routed through it. Spot lock's better on
the
it.
remote.
It's unbelievable, dude. This Kraken is unreal. It's a pivot style for like deep V boats like us and stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So there is some awesome stuff still getting
Self-deploy or no?
launched. It's not self-deploy.
Not
It's
self-deploy.
one pedal.
Good.
It's so
Yeah,
light.
no,
We don't want
I'm
self-deployed.
I'm against self-deploy. Too many moving parts.
My
As
self-deploy
cool as it
broke.
looks-
I couldn't get it up. I had to break it on the water and get it off the water.
Yeah.
I had to literally just break it because I couldn't get it out of the water.
But you pull the pin.
Couldn't get out of the water. I don't know. This was like 10 years
But
ago.
I'm a pro.
What
I've
I
rebuilt.
don't know.
I've rebuilt
Seriously.
it 4 times.
I looked for a pin. Like, I'm not that dumb. I'm pretty mechanically inclined. And I just remember I couldn't get it to
You're
come
going to
up.
get smoked on the ice.
Moose is about to tell you about Ken.
Oh boy,
Which model did you have? You don't have to say it.
Altera.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, mine's an
I got
Altera,
nothing
too.
against them. They make great product.
Great products,
Awesome product. You know what I mean? But
I'm a Garmin
and
guy until I
it's
die.
been nothing but good. And I'm hard on my shit. Hard.
Oh, not me. I'm real easy on stuff.
I'm very hard on stuff.
Remember when
But-
you almost cut my finger off?
Oh,
You guys are hard on my mustache.
Tri-Lakes coming in a little hot.
yeah. It was. He was almost this guy.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Stumpy?
Well, this episode was a little long, but that's fine. If we were gonna have Moose back for another one, we didn't even get to half our stuff.
No, we didn't.
Like, we gotta get
But I
into deeper
enjoyed. I
stuff.
enjoyed the chat. Thank you
So-
for having me.
So we'll have you back here in the next month or so. But what's your guys' like final thoughts to leave everybody with today? We'll start with you, Mark. You look like you're thinking hard. Look, it's still a couple weeks away until you got to worry about it. Are we putting a bet on this?
Yeah, we're going to put a bet on
What's
this.
the bet then? Let's
We'll
make
think
it
of a
right
bet,
now.
and we're gonna do the next show before that event, and we're gonna
Whoa,
nail it
whoa,
down.
That's not fair Because then I'll be editing a show while you're pre-fishing.
I don't need to pre-fish to beat you.
Are you as intrigued by this worm as I am?
I am. I can't let it go.
I like it.
Isn't it good?
I like it.
Yeah.
Evergreen makes some sweet stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Evergreen makes awesome stuff. Amazing hard baits, man. Best hooks ever. Okay, Mark, give us a final thought.
I don't know. Come back.
Sean,
Do I look like I have
you got to talk into the mic. You got to talk into the
final thought?
Yeah, talking to that mic. Your mic's turning. Here. See how these?
See?
You gotta get a new table.
Dead silence.
Wait,
That's not good for radio.
It's not good.
That's the number one
It's not
bad
good.
thing. Dead air.
You can't hear that one, can you? Sean can't hear the crickets.
My final.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah,
here-
your
I-
hearing's awful.
Can you hear the crickets?
Yeah, I can.
There's something I want to talk about. It's not fishing related,
Monster.
but it is an incredible product.
You gonna get us a sponsorship from
This toadfish thing here. Hold your cans.
Toadfish? Tell us about
It
it.
has.
Oh, it's got that anti-slip thing.
Yeah. No, it anti-tip.
Whoa!
Did I get it?
Moose knows all about mixing
Yeah.
boards getting spilled on, and you. Almost
So it's got this like suction kind of cup thing on the bottom here. You put it on any flat surface and it stays there. You can hit it like this. It's not going off. And
Yeah,
you
I've
just
seen the-
pick it straight up
we
and
were
it
out-
comes off. That's not a flat surface.
we were
right?
out fishing, and you had that on the front of your boat, and that thing didn't even move. Wow.
Yeah,
Look at that. And you want to take
it
it,
is
off?
really cool.
Yeah.
Just like that.
There's a lot of
But-
cool. I'm a
Look
sucker
at that
for
thing.
gadgets.
Look at
Fine. I'm a sucker for gadgets too.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, Moose?
Final thoughts. Those that know you well, and those that don't can go to hell.
Oh, I like that one.
down with that.
I need that. I need that one this week. Hey, I called Sean. Sean gave me a pep talk this week.
Yeah.
I was miserable.
Sometimes I got to straighten them out.
Not very often though. I straightened Sean out here. I'm gonna straighten Mark out on Rice Lake.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's
The only
funny?
thing that's going to be straight on Rice Lake is your rod all day long.
Wow. You know what? I'm not real great on rice. Like, I'm not going to say, like, but I'm going to go out there and give it my best, buddy. And I hope you, and in all honesty, Benson, I hope you have a great tournament.
I just want to make the team. I don't want to have to win it.
If I make the team, you can have my spot.
Oh, it doesn't work like that.
I kind
No,
of
I
want to
don't.
fish it now.
You better call your
Too late.
president right now. You have 3
What's the
hours.
date?
Today. The deadline's
And you have to be paired up, so you have to find a non-boater to go with you.
Right.
Yeah.
last episode. I didn't even think I was fishing it. Then Mark came through for me.
What's the date?
It is the 5th and 6th.
Yeah, it's a long weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, the long weekend in August.
All right. So, final thoughts, Sean?
That's a no.
It's just fishing, man.
Hey, how's the kid? Kid good?
Kid's good.
Good.
Yeah, just fishing. Don't worry about other people out there, man.
It's just fishing.
Just do your thing.
Yep.
Fish where you want to fish. Whatever. Whatever. Don't get upset if somebody comes in on you. Who cares? It's only fishing.
Well,
Fish them. If it matters that much, out fish them.
Yeah.
Life is short. Enjoy it. That's it. It's kind of been my motto lately. I've been just a little frustrated and working lots, and like not frustrated with work, just frustrated, just like because I want time, right? I want time to do some stuff,
Yeah.
and just life's short.
Life is short.
I'm feeling old. I am. Like, I just like
You don't know.
holy
You don't know
smokes.
old,
So I'm
man.
looking at Leanne last night. I'm like, I'm gonna be 34 next year. Like, what is happening? I'm like, I
Oh
got
my
20 years to
God.
pull it together.
Dude,
Holy.
I got 18 years on you.
Uncle Mark.
34.
Well, we appreciate you guys listening to this. We're hoping by the time this one's up, it's on iTunes as well. There's still have to it can take anywhere from 3 hours to 30 days to be approved by iTunes. Can you believe that? Someone actually physically has to listen to a few episodes there. I'm not kidding. So I haven't checked lately, but the episodes are all there. We just need them to let us go live. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. Again, I apologize. We're not Woody's quality of editing, but we're going to get there again one day. But I want to thank all you guys. I couldn't do this without you guys. I want to thank all the supporters of CanCast, all you listeners. Please do us a favor, like, subscribe, and share this for your chance to win an awesome prize pack. Please share this. Help us get our algorithm back up, and we'll keep bringing you guys the content. Wicked. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Moose, for coming in.
Thank you for having me,
Thank
boys.
you, all you guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Awesome time.
Good night.